Everybody. Once again, it's your friends, your fam, True Streets from True Streets. This is my life, aka Chef Will. I'm back here in the cave, back here in the cut, and I'm chilling right now on my Tic Toc doing my live over there. So I'm gonna shout out a couple of people who've been rocking with me, as far as some I met today and a couple others been going through. But I want to shout out Dog TV. I want to shout out Tim 214. What's that? 407. I want to shout out Best Mom Forever. I want to shout out Lynn Robinson from New Orleans, and I want to shout out Nick Confusion, and that's Tim. And let me see who else. Clyde Barrow. Yeah, Dog TV, and you number one on there. First one that gave me a gift today. So how's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's prayed up, blessed, and everybody's family's been doing good. Hope everybody's New Year's doing better. You know, I've been lacking a little bit on my how you say uploads and lives lately, but it is what it is. You know, everybody got to battle their own situation. I know it's the beginning of the year, so got to make sure my kids and all that was taken care of. And then a couple of the people should know that I had two ladies in the house. One is my daughter's mom, and one is a young lady I used to talk to back in the day. Been knowing her for almost 30 years. But so I took her back to South Carolina, and my daughter's mom is still here currently. So, oh, no doubt, no doubt. I appreciate that. But yeah, I was telling my boy Tim that I just, started speaking with. You know, he's up here in the Hickory Condo or Newton area too, and I was telling him about a barbershop that my homeboy owned. You know, Flips Barbershop. So if you're in the area, go on over there and get your hair tightened up by Mr. Crispy. You know, while you waiting, he got big screen TVs, got pool table. You know what I'm saying? He got little video games, little things for the kids even. You know, so we got plenty of chairs down there. Then he got a couple of people in there cutting beside himself, so shouldn't be no real long waiting time. But check him out. You know what I'm saying? Good people. You have your head looking tight. He got a couple of products on the shelf you might want to spruce yourself up with when you can't make it through the haircut spot. You know what I'm saying? So check that out also. But yo, you know how we do it. Gotta have that music. So I was just going through a selection. So we're gonna rock with She Like My Spit this evening. Here we go. Okay, now I got the sound together. Let's do what we do. So you know, topic of the night is relations. You know, positive relations, should I say? You know, it could be relations between you and your spouse, you and your significant other, job relations, just relations in general. The way we speak to people, the way we carry ourselves when we're amongst others, when we're not by ourselves, are we a fake type of people where we always put on the show for everybody? Like I said, everybody that's of color and of melanin is actors, you know what I'm saying? We got all different voices when we speak to business people, even when we go to speak to the officers, to the courts, to our children's schools, to our neighbors, and to our friends and family. You know, every situation we have a different demeanor, you know what I'm saying? It's like more or less like reptilian based chameleon, you know what I'm saying? We adapt, you know what I'm saying? We make the we take the situation and make it our situation. So now, getting on this relation, when you engage with communication with others, you know what I'm saying? How do you how you conduct yourselves? How's your mannerisms? How do you speak in tones or your levels or your posture even? Or the way you look or look somebody in the eyes and you're speaking to them, as far as relations. How do you get on a good communication basis with someone? that how do you, as we all go through it, get out the stuttering phase, the all phase. And then there's a lot of us out there that are good at communicating, and so they choose to manipulate it for the better of themselves. You know what I'm saying? Then there's just some people who just downright disrespectful, have no really communicating skills, and they usually the ones that got the most to say. And now, on this part of the communication, relationships. When you're communicating with your spouse, or like I said, significant others, or even with your children, do you always choose to be the dominant one? Do you listen to their verbal words that they're speaking back to you? Do you check out people's body language? You know what I'm saying? Do you try to put yourself in her shoes or his shoes or their shoes or whatever? Do you look at the situation from different angles? Or do you always put the past judgment? And so when I say these things right here, a lot of people talk a lot but have real bad communication skills. They're usually one sided. That's why I like to, some people say because I'm a Libra, so that's why I like to see both sides of the story, which puts me in a procrastinating state sometimes when it comes down to past judgment, because you're torn from the up and the downs, you try to balance things out. So relationships are like many scales. It's a balancing act, it's a tightrope act. You got to be able to walk the line and not fall off. Whereas though how they say you take the good with the bad, the ups and the downs. Follow communications. For instance, when it says that you become married, you leave the household of the family. And once you start that family, you become one with that family and you leave the other behind. So when you come entwined with somebody, that means you're entwined with them physically and emotionally. So when you rip up that house because your communicating skills are not good enough to even be in a relationship, you tend to lead people on and lead people astray because you have your conception of what's going on is different from theirs. And it's usually because a lot of us live in our own reality space. So on that note right there, I just want to let everybody know, work on your communicating skills. And as I'm talking about the bad parts of communicating skills, we will get to the good parts, but I believe on putting both sides of the table so you understand where I'm coming from. So now, back on the communicating skills part. A lot of us pass judgment too quick. I say a lot of us don't see eye to eye, but we jump out there and we insert our dominance a lot of times because we truly don't care about the other person's feelings. And the reason you come to this point a lot of times is because of bad, poor communication skills. Like, if you constantly seeing your girl walk around the house mobile every time she go out the door to go hang with your boys, maybe you need to talk to her and see if there's a reason why are you hanging with your boys so much. You know what I'm saying? What are they doing that are taking your time away from your old lady, away from your relationship? You know what I'm saying? Because boys get filled. You know what I'm saying? Crevices get filled too. And if you don't know what that means, that means you're mentally challenged, because even people from back in the day know that if you don't do right by her, somebody else will. And as far as our communicating skills, we communicate with the nonsense, you know what I'm saying? In other words, we have open ears for stuff that doesn't mean sense, and it's not going to take us anywhere. But we close our ears, we close our minds to what's important. You know what I'm saying? And with this communication skills, I'm like, everybody out there chooses to be talked to and spoken to a certain way. And the reason you choose this because of your demeanor and your character. So if you want to be respected, you respect others. It's not all about people being scared of you for you to show that they care about you or they understand what you're talking about. But you can verbally get the same reaction, if not more, by communicating with these people and having a greater understanding. So when we're talking about the communicating skills, even for our children, if you don't talk to your children run amok. So you got to build communication skills between you and your child. So they'll understand that you're an adult, they're a child, you have rules, they have boundaries. And when you get to this level, your children have a better respect for you. They might not listen to you, but they respect you. And the reason they might not listen to you because they're children. But on the communicating skills part of it, you got to have that open line between your children at all times. You got to be willing to listen when you don't want to listen. You got to be willing to bite your tongue to make a point. You know what I'm saying? You got to tell them the truth, but you also got to tell them what comes wrong with the consequences of not doing the truth or not obeying the truth or not abiding by the truth or not walking the truth away. Everything has both sides. Even the cake, it has a top and it has a bottom. So, on that aspect, communicating skills is the language, period. Any language as far as, alright, say like you're an American. All your life you spoke, you heard, you were taught American. You know, no other language, no other culture but American. Then you went and joined the service. So now you're in the service, and the first place they send you to, Korea, Taiwan, Germany, wherever, where there's a different language. Now there's no communication skills. So either you have to learn their ways, or you'll be lost in the sauce. And how can you perform if you don't know how to do anything? You can't work your microwave or your stove because the language is different, it's written different, or you don't know which side of the street to go, or where's the lights mean, or whatever. And you walk out in the street and the truck's coming because there's a communication breakdown. So communication, verbally, and physically, is worldwide. It's universal. Learn to communicate. Learn to work with others. You know, take little steps. Just don't jump out the door thinking you know everything. I do it myself. And I would never speak to anybody about anything that I don't speak to myself about first. But on that note, let's get back to once again, it's your friends and fans. Hey, Humble, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Right, Super, what's happening? How you? Pardon me, I was doing my live, my podcast. So, I'm shouting people out because I believe in showing love. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. King, thank you, King. Humble King. Yeah. As I was saying on that note, it's your friends and fam, Two Streets. Two Streets, aka Chef Will. This is my life. This is what I do. I believe in joy. I believe in communicating. I believe in smiles. I believe in helping others. I believe that if I help others, I better help myself. I'm trying to become the best version of me. The only way I can see that is trying to help somebody become the best version of them. So thank everybody for tuning in with me this evening as I go through these little talks. Some may say it's rambles, you know what I'm saying? But I touch down on good issues. And right now, tonight, like I said, for the ones who weren't here earlier, we're talking about communicating skills. Yeah. And as I shout out again, Humble said, I'm blessed and favored, fellow king. Thanks for asking. And how are you on this wonderful day? Man, let me tell you something. From the righteous perspective, from my Father who gave me this will to breathe and talk today, I am blessed also, my friend. I can't complain. I feel the joy of life. I'm speaking with others. And hopefully the time that I speak with others goes further than just a little bit. Hey, Ruby, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Tonight I'm on my podcast talking about communicating. Indeed. True, 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 true. So as I was saying, we got to work on our communicating skills. As far as like I was talking about earlier, as far as with our children, with our significant others, or even with our job. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people lose jobs because they get on the wrong side because it's a verbal breakdown. And it's a verbal breakdown because a lot of people choose to voice their opinion but voice it wrong. You know what I'm saying? There's ways to voice your opinion. There's ways to talk to others without always trying to seem like a hothead or what some people supposed to say a dick. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be an asshole to get your point across. You just have to perceive the notion and talk it out like you had sense that your parents gave you. I know some of us don't have good sense our parents gave us because some of our parents didn't have good sense. But common sense for the most of it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us have virtues, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us want to see this world as a good place. You know, a lot of us want to be able to, like, I'm a person of melody. I like to walk past the cops without thinking that they're going to jump out and be like, hey, you, where your ID? Where this, where that? I've been there before. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be walking down the street and get spat in the face because I've been there before. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be shot at. I've been there before. It's a whole lot of things I don't want to do, but I look at this world as being a good place for what I've seen and what I know. And that's all because miscommunication skills. Miscommunicating. The things that happen to me, because let me explain like this right here. People stole people back in the day. They didn't communicate. It wasn't a fair thing. You know what I'm saying? And so they was taught certain things throughout life. And those crazy communication skills that they taught them is what we live by today. And what we have to deal with on a daily basis. So if it was better communication skills back then, people have better mental mentality to figure out, for instance, if you can get somebody else to do your hard labor work, you can get the same stuff by doing your own hard labor work. That's called lazy. You feel me? So many of us talk about, I work so hard. Well, let's see. Did you miss a singer besides a pencil and a paper? Or your father or your grandparents left you some money? Was you out there actually in the field with dirt underneath your nails? Was you out there in that auto mechanic shop with oil underneath your nails where so you wash your hands every day of the week and your hands are still black? So you got calluses on the inside of your hands, or even on the back of your hands. Do your hands hurt at the end of the day because they got cracks in them? At the end of the day, your mind is so exhausted you can't think, you don't want to eat, you just want to go to sleep. That's hard work. Making a business on your own sweat, blood, and tears, that's hard work. But making your business on the backs of others is just manipulation. And if you gotta break the backs of others to get ahead, who are you? I'm saying, does that make you a good guy? When you became a multi-billionaire and the people that work for you are barely making it by, that makes you a superhero? Somebody to look up to? About to get off the communication skills because sometimes other things need to be said in the moment. I'm gonna leave that alone for another day. Let's get back over here. Shout out to people. What up, Kick? What up, Mary Don? Hey, Kelly. Once again, thank y'all. Bye bye. 9393. Melena, what's happening? What's up, Milana? Once again, thank y'all for coming through. It's your friends and fam, True Streets. This is my life, aka Chef Will. Just spreading some words. These are my thoughts, these are my opinions. I don't force my thoughts and my opinions on nobody. I just like to feel that there's more people out there in this world who thinks like I do. So I thank you all once again for tuning in with me. Once again, I'm getting back to it, slowly but surely. And y'all have a blessed evening. And like I always say, remember, keep smiling. Don't let nobody out there steal your smile. Once they steal your smile, they got you. And that smile that you share, you might walk past somebody that day who needed that smile more than you did. So keep smiling, my friends. Keep your energies high. Keep blessed. Keep safe. And always think about somebody you haven't thought about in a long time. They may need to hear from you. Phone calls are getting shorter and shorter and more frequent these days. So thank you again for your time. Thank you for your presence. And I'm going to say for the ones who don't speak English, for the ones who do, and the ones who don't be the ones who don't. When I turn my head to the right, peace, love, salutations. I'm out of here. Y'all have a blessed evening.